We've been talking about it. Yes, that cold air, that Arctic air finally making it into our area today. Yes, we were concerned about the rain through the overnight. That rain came in. It was moderate at times, but got out of the way before that really cold air began to evac or push in, which was good news for us. Now, there were some snow, especially up here toward Dade, Walker County. You see a few light snow flurries there. Up toward Blue Ridge, even as far south as Pickens County. Saw some video out of Jasper, and so seeing some flurries there. I think that's as far south as we saw flurries at least, but everywhere else that cold air has begun to push in. When I got in this morning, which was around the 2 o'clock hour, 2 a.m., you're looking at temperatures right around 49 degrees, even some spots at 50. But look what has happened, folks. That cold air evecting in behind the front as it pushed in. Started out with temperatures up here in the 40s. Now they were down to the 20s and 30s and now down to the teens in a lot of spots. You're at 16 degrees right now in Marietta, 19 in Atlanta. And we finally hit that teen, and we'll stay there for much of the day today. Even though you're at 25 degrees in Covington, guess what? You're going down to the teens. 30 right now in Edenton, you're going down to the teens. Right at the freezing mark there in Thomaston, you may get down into the low 20s, maybe hit 19, but we'll see. Everywhere else, look at single digit up there in Blairsville. Cold air, folks, have rushed in, and it's going to stick around for the foreseeable future, meaning right on through the weekend, we're going to see these very cold temperatures. I'm only expecting a high today about 21 degrees. That's it. Now, because of the rain that we had through the overnight, we had that rain push in. We had some moderate pockets here and there. The roadways were soggy when I came in this morning. And so because those temperatures are falling off over a short period of time, we could see some patchy black ice begin to form. Now, hard to judge that when it's dark outside. Now we'll get the sunlight here probably within the next 25 minutes or so. Closer to the 8 o'clock hour, we'll start to see the skies lighten up a bit. Already starting to see that in some spots, but that'll be a better judge when we can see at least any patches on the roads. What has helped us out is the winds, because the winds have begun to pick up. But again, look out for any patchy black ice, mainly on the back roads, right? Also into overpasses and the bridges. The main roads, the interstates, have been treated by GDOT, and so we're not expecting much on your highways out there. So the winds have begun to pick up as well. Now in the short term, these winds will help us out. Those winds act as a drying agent. And so even though we have the wet roadways out there, winds up to 20 miles per hour in a lot of spots will help to dry the roads out. And so this is going to be beneficial for us in the short term. In the long term, as the winds continue at the 20 mile per hour range, and this is what's going to be around through the day today, with gusts in the 30 mile per hour range, that can lead to some problems. And we already started to see some problems as far as weak trees and limbs being tossed around so far this morning. Those winds will stick around all day long, which is why we have a wind advisory for much of our area. In fact, all of the area under a wind advisory. What does that mean? Well, we see sustained winds anywhere between 20 miles per hour. Gusts could be as high as 40 miles per hour at times today. And so that could lead to power outages, along with those limbs being blown around, could knock down some power lines, right? Up here to the north, you see from Dawson County, you got Fanning, Gilmer County, Union and Towns County. We got White County and Lumpkin County. This is where we'll see the winds anywhere between 25 and 35 miles per hour. The gusts could be as high as 50 miles per hour. So a high wind warning for these counties here. The other thing you got to keep in mind is your Christmas decorations, right? Hopefully, we've been advertising this and talking about it for a while. I hope you got a chance to pull all that stuff inside, or at least deflate some of those air-powered decorations. A lot of folks have those now. It's a popular thing. Those things can be blown around easy in conditions like these. I happened to go out and buy some long, about this high candy canes, very flimsy, right? Took those down yesterday. Hopefully you got a chance to take yours down. If not, you're going to find those in your neighbor's yard or maybe even down the street because those winds will be pretty gusty all day long. Now, when you factor in the cold temperatures and the winds, it could lead to dangerous wind chills. And we'll see that this afternoon in many spots. Now, if you're looking at, this is Hall County here, Banks County, Hall County, Forsyth County, Cherokee County, Bartow County, and Floyd County northward. That's in the pink area here. We're looking at a wind chill warning, which means that wind chills could be as low as 10 to 20 degrees below zero. That's the way it feels on your exposed skin. All right. So even though we have a temperature in the teens, it will feel like it's below zero in a lot of spots. From Gwinnett County, Fulton County southward, Cobb County, we have the wind chill advisory, which means that the wind chill could get as low as 5 to 9 degrees below zero. And even though that's not as cold as what's up here to the north, that still can cause frostbite or hypothermia. So you definitely want to bundle up if you have to be outside. I would just stay inside if you can. All right. But for the most part, if you have to go outside, you definitely want to put on layers because they can lead to frostbite, can burn your skin, folks. So you definitely want to take that necessary precaution. The front has begun to push through our forecast area and now moving over toward the east. Behind it is where we're seeing that cold air begin to push in. High pressure is building in, but that area of low pressure, which is sliding up to the far north and east, that combined is creating those winds out there. And so even though we'll have the sunshine around for the rest of the afternoon, it will be a cold afternoon, not only for today, but for the entire weekend. So here's your holiday weekend, especially your start temperature. So your lows will be down into the teens. Today, around 15, 14, we're there. 10 for a start on Saturday. So Christmas Eve morning, a very cold start for us. Well, it'll feel like 1 degree below zero and will only rise into the 20s once again for highs on Christmas Eve. You're looking at 16 degree start on Sunday, Christmas Day or Christmas morning, and it'll feel like 8 out there. And so temperatures will finally rise just above the freezing mark there on Sunday, but cold really all weekend long. So this hard freeze is going to stay with us, folks, for the next couple of days. So we have a ways to go with this. Here's our forecast track model. You can follow along with me with the time right there at the top of the screen. It shows just a few high thin clouds over us right now. There's nothing much coming out of those clouds. Now, typically, and I do get concerned when I do see clouds around, especially on cold mornings, because what happens is as high pressure builds in, you get the air sinking. It'll push down on those clouds and sometimes force the moisture out of the cloud, which will give us a few scattered flurries. So I'll hold on to a threat for a flurry or two in the forecast, at least through about 9 o'clock this morning. I think after 9 o'clock, a lot of these clouds would have mixed out of the area, and so we're not worried about it, any flurries. But flurries we worry about anyway. The only hazard with that is just people watching those instead of watching the roads while they're driving. So we really don't want that to be the case at all. We're looking at that sunshine lasting right on through the day. We'll get a few high thin clouds coming in on Saturday morning, but then by the afternoon, you got mostly sunny skies. Most of the clouds down to the southern portions of the state. Even Christmas Day, looking at mostly sunny skies, going to be very beautiful out there, but it will be very cold as well. 7-day outlook shows that. So we got today around 21 degrees for an afternoon high, giving it a 3 out of a possible 11 on the wazometer. Tomorrow we're giving it a 4, 28 degrees for the high temperature, probably the coldest start that it has been in a long time here, starting off around 10. Christmas morning will finally start to modify those temperatures a bit, getting above the freezing mark, just above the freezing mark by the afternoon on Sunday. Going to be another cold start on Monday, but we'll hit 40. We'll be back to where we should be for this time of year by the time we get to the middle of the work week. You're looking at, or for those of you who have to go to work, 53 degrees for the high on Wednesday. By Thursday, above the freezing mark for a low, 55 degrees will be the afternoon high. Crash Clark has been monitoring the roads out there, checking for any black ice or any kind of problems. Looks like you have one, Crash. What's going on right here?
Yeah, Chesley, found some flashing lights. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. And oh my goodness, is it cold out there. This is on North Druid Hills, just outside of I-85. Brookhaven police responding to this unfortunate injury crash. And again, this is off of I-85 at North Druid Hills, an injury wreck. Now, we're not seeing any problems whatsoever. Look at my map, all green there. Normally at this time, it's filled with some red spots and all kinds of orange delays. But we do have a couple of things. The wind has become a big problem, as Chesley's been telling you about. Jerry Carnes has been in the thunder truck monitoring some trees that have actually fallen down and unfortunately struck some houses, downed utility lines here on Highway 54 at Weatherly Drive. That is in Fayetteville. Now, obviously, with those lines down, those lights are going to be out, so make sure you four-way stop them. We've got more traffic lights flashing down by the airport, 285 eastbound as you exit to Riverdale Road. And again, we try to tell you to four-way stop those intersections. One more traffic light flashing Hollowell Parkway at I-285. And again, four-way stop that. The good news is if you're getting out and about, the travel forecast from GDOT looking at very light traffic, not only today through the weekend and even Monday and Tuesday. And if you are one of those folks that are doing some driving today, let me give you a little crash course on those road trips. Check that battery. If your car, when you try to start it, is kind of, that means your battery is pretty much ready to go. Fill up that antifreeze. In fact, fill up all those fluids. Check your tire pressure because we see those little tire pressure lights going on, and we got to make sure you get good tire pressure. Otherwise, you will lose mileage, and of course, you might have some problem with slipping and sliding. And put an emergency kit, including some snacks, water, and even a blanket just in case you break down on the side of the road. And let me leave you with one beautiful shot of Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. It is freezing, but at least we've got some sunshine. Folks, enjoy the day. Anything breaks, we got you at 11alive.com.